Hey everybody, it's Femtrooper, and today I want to do something a little different. Today I want to talk about games that annoyed my parents. So there's two main games that I want to talk about that really annoyed my parents. One of them is actually from recently, and one of them is from when I was a kid. The first game that is guilty of driving my parents crazy is one that I'm sure drove everybody's parents crazy, and that's Super Mario World 2 Yoshis Island. This game is highly annoying. It honestly is. If you're not playing it and you are just listening to it in the background, this might be the most annoying game of all time. And I asked a bunch of people, and I'm surprised that nobody actually said this game, so that's good. This is my annoying game that annoyed the hell out of my parents. And anyway, it's just, the reason it's so annoying is because you play Yoshi, and you have to carry Baby Mario. And when Baby Mario falls off, instead of if you get hit by an enemy, instead of you dying, Baby Mario falls off. And that means that basically he cries and cries and cries and cries and floats up. And, you only have a certain amount of time until you can get him back, and then Kamek takes him away. But, yeah, very annoying, because it's basically every time you get hit by an enemy, you hear a baby crying. And it's not like I don't even know how to describe it. It's just honestly one of the most annoying baby cries ever. Now, as a game, this is one of the best games ever. This is a phenomenal platformer, side-scroller. This is a great game. Don't get me wrong here. But this game is... It's annoying to people who aren't playing, and it's even sometimes when you're playing it, you're thinking, wow, this is really annoying when he falls off of Yoshi's back. And my mom and dad and grandma and basically anybody who was in the room when I was playing this game, it drove them nuts. And they would be like, oh, you cannot die or you cannot get hit or whatever, because they knew that was going to happen. The second that I got hit by an enemy, and basically there you go, Baby Mario is crying again. The second game that I want to talk about is one that is actually recent. And while I was still living at home, and I remember playing it so hardcore, I'd play like 8 hours a day or whatever. And that game is No Kuni. Now, No Kuni, not an annoying game at all. In fact, one of the best RPGs I've ever played. Everything is phenomenal. The music, the graphics, the story, the gameplay, blah, blah, blah. It's actually just overall a good game. So why is this game annoying? For one reason, and that's the battle theme. The battle theme to Ni no Kuni might be the most irritating battle theme ever. I mean, there is definitely worse, but regardless, it's the one that drove my dad nuts. That game, there were points when it was a little grindy, and I would just continuously be battling over and over and over. And then my dad would start singing that song, and he would just be going nuts, because I'd be in the living room playing, and then he'd be in the kitchen, like, making dinner or something, and then he'd be just, like, singing it. And it is a very irritating battle theme, especially because it's not a short game. I mean, it's not 80 hours, but it took me 46 hours to beat. I remember that for some reason. Anyway, and you hear that battle theme a lot. And now, a lot of RPG battle themes are annoying. Like, let's be honest. It's the same theme over and over again for 20 hours, 40 hours, 80 hours. So, yeah, it can get annoying. There are other games that I know either annoyed me or have maybe slightly annoyed other people who've been in the room with me. But those two games, hands down, Ni no Kuni for sure annoyed the shit out of my dad, and and Super Mario World 2 Yoshi's Island annoyed just anybody when I was a kid, because I just didn't see the annoyance and everyone else did not care for that baby. Now, I'm just going to give some honorable mentions here. I'm not going to use them just because I don't have extreme memories of people being annoyed, but let's just be honest here. Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. That was annoying to my parents. I'm pretty sure that my dad, I'd be sitting there, and it's not Navi, it's just all the yeah noises over and over and over again. So, pretty sure that was annoying. And there was actually There was one part in Final Fantasy VII that really annoyed my dad when I was playing it at home. And I'm trying to remember what it was, but it was this one theme that just kind of stopped on this one note and just kind of stayed there. And it was like kind of in a diminished way, and it was highly irritating. I'll give another honorable mention to Persona 4, actually, because pretty sure that annoyed the hell out of my boyfriend, because I would play it at home and I think he knows the entire score to that, because I would just play it, and Your Affection and Heartbreak, just irritating. Like, it irritates me sometimes, but I'm pretty sure it annoyed the shit out of him. Now, let's talk about some games that really annoyed your parents, because I asked everybody, and I got some answers. And, in fact, I'll be honest with you guys, some of these games they're not nostalgic for me, or I didn't play them, but, let's get right into it. Retro Type Gaming said that my mom hated the annoying low health warning beep when we would play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles on the NES for hours on end. Yes, I'm pretty sure that the low health on Pokemon probably annoyed the shit out of my parents, so I understand that. Fish Filtered Cat said, anything super violent always annoyed my mom, still does, unfortunately for my little brother who still lives at home. Yes, I understand that, because my mom really didn't care for Smash Brothers, she didn't like GoldenEye and all that stuff, because it was just fighting, and I feel like no mom is okay with that stuff, or at least in the 90s. XL Jared said Mortal Kombat. I can understand that. Violent fighting. I'm sure a lot of people's parents were annoyed by that. Messy Burn said Pepsi Man on PS1. I was always singing along when I was a kid. Mom hated. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there were games that I hummed the theme over and over and over, and my parents probably wanted to die. Lou Rock said, my mom had no idea what she was getting herself into when she got us stadium events with the running pad peripheral for the NES. Never played that, so I'm not 100% sure, but I'm sure it's highly annoying. Leo, the Funo one, I'm not sure if I'm saying that right, but either way, it's Leo. He said that one is easy. Guitar Hero drove my mom nuts, lol, and she's lucky there was no Rock Band or World Tour at that time. Those games, yes, I'm pretty sure my mom didn't care for that. That phase didn't last very long for me, because I remember I had Rock Band for a bit, and I'm pretty sure that was just not in her good books. Bobby Shine, or B Shining, says, my mom hated Snowboard Kids for the N64 because the game makes this perfect bell sound every lap you finish, and she always thought someone was at our door, so she ran to the door almost every time, and I always had to yell, it was just the game again, Mom. Yep, she had the memory of a goldfish, and she didn't like video games. LOL, that sounds kind of harsh, but I understand. I liked Snowboard Kids a lot when I was a kid, but I don't remember that being annoying or it annoying my parents, but interesting. Real TJ Max says, Bully is the only one my parents had an issue with. They were cool with any other game, but they found Bully pointless. Yeah, I agree with that. I'm pretty sure my mom hated it, especially because I had it on the Wii, so it was like actually making punching movements, so my mom either just thought it was dumb or was an idiot. Miss Ragnarok said, Atelier Maruru. I played the game for so long, my mom hated the workshop theme to the point of mocking it. Haha, it was great. Yep, I totally understand. And finally, Lissery said, Bloody Roar was infuriating to my parents, lol. I've never played that, so I have no idea. But regardless, all of these are, I'm sure, irritating, and any game can be irritating, especially when you're not playing it. If you're playing something and then you're in the background and you hear, it can be irritating. The reason I thought of this video was actually because I'm playing Yoshi's Woolly World right now, and every time Yoshi jumps, he makes that really annoying sound where he's like, and that is already annoying me playing it, so I'm pretty sure that anyone right now who's a kid and their parents are listening to that are probably so mad, or even Yoshi's Story on the N64, I'm sure my parents didn't care for that either because it's the same sound effect. So those are the games that annoyed my parents, and I'm glad that people told me what annoyed their parents, because anything can be irritating just depending on what it is, and if you're not paying attention, anything can be highly irritating, but especially repetitive things. That's why the baby crying and the really annoying repetitive battle music in No Kuni were my picks for pissing off my dad and my parents in general. So that's everything. Thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time, and make sure to comment, like, subscribe, and check out my Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Everything is below. See you guys later.